5 minutes later, Toronto police calls my phone. Your car was reported stolen by the guy who took it. He's still in Toronto with the keys. He says it was stolen from him at this location, which I remember on the map. It was downtown, right? But that's where he stayed the night before. So he said basically, I haven't seen it all day. It was in the garage. Now I came back 12 hours later that I know it left. And he still has the key because they copied the key, right? Right?
TK.
Listen, I'm trying to get to the story about how I put my
dude.
car on Turo and it ended up in Montreal.
Let's get there.
All right.
Let's get there.
I'm
Let's
trying
just
to get.
go
I'm
there
trying
now.
to get out the story. You know.
Get it out. Get it out.
Is this what it is?
Let
Is this
the boys
the time?
know. Let the boys know, TK.
So me and you have been talking about Turo for a long time. I've been talking with other people too. We're like, man, these Turo guys, they're making money. No, we've been talking about it.
Like, I know you've been talking about it to me. Yeah.
We've been talking about people who rent cars out and make money from it, and it's a business model.
Yeah, we did talk about buying a couple of cars and
absolutely
throwing them on there.
That's all it was, right? So eventually, I bought a new car, and it sits in the garage mostly, right? And I thought to myself, you should put
a
on
Lambo.
Turo. And months, it wasn't a Lambo, but months go by, and I barely drive the car, and so finally I make the time to, write up the ad and take some photos and sign up and do all the things that they ask me. And I'm like, whatever. They suggest a certain price for me. And I say, well, that seems a little low. Like, let's jack it up a couple $100 a day. That way I'm only going to rent it out if someone really wants it.
Wants this.
Rent it out for a couple days or whatever it is. So I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. I put it on Wednesday night. Boom. Middle of the night, someone books it right away. Picking it up tomorrow at 1:00. Yeehaw, right?
Yeehaw.
Couple days, pocket $500 after all the fees. They take it, they come back. I'm thinking this is.
You're sending me text messages bragging about how smart you were, and like, oh
genius.
My god, yeah,
I'm a genius. So the guy shows up, right? He's like a Middle Eastern guy, all Gucci'd out and all that kind of stuff. He's got a Quebec license, driver's license. I don't think anything of it. I think this is like a profile for the guy who would want to rent my car. It's a nice car.
Come to your house to do it, I guess.
Come to my house. Yeah, we're in the driveway. We do all this. We do the deal. Everything's fine. I say, good luck.
Why? What do you have to do?
Whatever. Take photos. Check his ID. That kind of stuff. So long story short is, I see him go downtown. Then the next morning, I see the car leave downtown. I got an app. Right? There's an app on my phone to. The car manufacturer's app that allows me to see everything. So then I see him driving to Montreal. The direction of Montreal. The direction of Montreal, because he had a Quebec driver's license. So I caught. He was by the time I looked, it was like he was in like Toronto, like McCowan and 401, and then like 20 minutes later he's in like Durham, and then he's in Cobourg. So I'm like, okay, this guy's going to Montreal. Like, he's going to go to Quebec. So anyways, he gets to Montreal. He's driving around. He's doing his thing. So I'm like, this really sucks because of the kilometers. Jeez, I never thought about this, right? Like, there's a limit on kilometers, but he pays for extra kilometers, but they're still putting on all these kilometers. So I said, all right, well, I'm going to call my buddy who owns a big fleet, who kind of inspired me to do all this. He's like, yeah, you should buy nice cars and put it on here. He's got like the best cars you can think of, the G-Wagons, the Lamborghini Ferrari. He's got that. He's got a luxury car rental business.
He's like a pre-construction realtor, this guy.
So I'm like, okay, so I'll call him and get his advice on how to stop that. And I said, well, the guy took it to Montreal. And he said, call the police right now. So what do you mean? What? He goes, call Montreal police right now. He says, your car's being stolen. He goes, Montreal is the port. He goes, they're taking it to the port. He goes,
right to the port. Yeah.
The car's gone. To call the police right now. Tell them to go find your vehicle and tell them where it is. And I'm like, geez, that seems intense. He goes, text the guy who borrowed it and see what happens. So I text him like, hey, don't, get like, this type of gas and da-da-da-da-da. But also I noticed that the gas was almost empty. And because of the like engine type, if you run the gas down too low, it can run out of gas easy. You don't want to let it run down too low, right? So I said, hey, make sure you get gas in it soon. Like, and make sure you get this type of gas. It's not a Lambo. So then I'm like, this is weird. He's like, we're almost about to run out of gas. And then I'm following it. I'm tripping out at this point in time. Montreal police says they can't do anything. Turo says they can't. They said it's due tomorrow. You can't actually report it stolen. It's not due till tomorrow.
Yeah, nothing happened yet.
So I'm like, okay. So then he pulls into a gas station. I'm like, oh, thank God. He gets $20 worth of gas.
Got to get to the container,
1%
right?
gas to like 8% gas. I'm like, oh no, this is a doomsday. So anyways,
shop.
He goes and drives it to a Walmart parking lot, and he unlocks the doors and he leaves it there. So I'm watching and unlock doors. So I'm like, shit, this is the pass off, right? So I lock the doors, right? I can use the app. I lock the doors. So then I'm like, what can I do? I know, I'll find a flight to Montreal. So I start looking for flights for Montreal. Can't get a flight.
No, hold on. Didn't you call a tow truck first?
No, I looked for the flight. I'm ready to fly there. That was my solution. So then I said, okay, if I can't get the flight,
You could drive there fast.
Then what I'll do is I will call a tow truck in the area and have them go pick it up. I haven't talked to Toronto police yet at all. Talked to Montreal, they wouldn't do anything. Truro wouldn't do anything. So I called a tow truck. I said, my car has been stolen. Okay, at this point in time, the guy hasn't texted me back. So I'm thinking it's been stolen. Then he texts me back, goes, oh, what, huh? And he gives me some gibberish. He goes, empty? Hold on, let me call you back in 10 minutes. Or let me get back to you in 10 minutes. Half an hour, 45 minutes goes by, it's nothing, right? Then he texts me back and says, what's your address and your phone number? I'm like, oh, good. He's going to like come back now. Like he needs my address, you know? So like I called the tow truck, told him that it was stolen, told him that I'd send him on my ID to go pick it up at the Walmart Plaza. And I figured maybe I'm wrong and the guy's mad at me, but hey, I'm going to go get my car. So then I called the tow truck. I said, wait, chill. Because this guy just messaged me to say, what's my address? I said, just hold off a second. 5 minutes later, Toronto police calls my phone. Your car was reported stolen by the guy who took it. He's still in Toronto with the keys. He says it was stolen from him at this location, which I remember on the map. It was downtown, right? That's where he stayed the night before. So he said basically, I haven't seen it all day. It was in the garage. Now I came back 12 hours later that I know it left. And he still has the key because they copied the key, right? I know all this.
They can
so then I said,
the key?
Yeah, he just copies the key, right? So anyways, bottom line is I told the cops, call me back. I'm busy. And I called back the tow truck company. I said, go get it right now. They started heading towards the Walmart. They moved it from Walmart to another location, a street around the corner. So then I called the tow truck again. Now it's at this address. Go get it. And within 10 minutes, they were there. And I shut off the alarm, opened it up for them. They grabbed the truck. They grabbed the car. They put it on a tow truck, towed it to their impound. And on Monday, they shipped it back to me. And I got it shipped back, and I got my car. It's at the dealership right now, getting the key changed and all that kind of stuff. And I'm never using Turo again.
What a nightmare. How much did it cost you to deal with all that shit?
I still got paid the income, and they're going to give me some compensation. But everything is like all covered through Turo. They pay for everything. I think they paid $1,700 for the tow back, $900 for the storage. It'll be like a nice $2,000 bill at the dealership.
How often does this happen on Turo?
Talking to the guy on Turo, he was like, this is the scam. So it's like they use a real ID, a real driver's license. But the best part is they're going to ding the guy's car. They're going to ding his card. Because he was the renter and this happened, they're going to bill him a whole bunch of stuff.
This is the dumbest
because he didn't return
idea.
it. So he's going to lose thousands of dollars and they never actually got the car.
So, but I don't understand if this is the scam and it's happening
because they have my address. It's yet. He doesn't have it yet. Knock on wood.
No, but how does this work? Like you have to give your email, you got to give your address, you got to give
because
your
he claimed
card.
it's stolen. He doesn't know anything. He goes, "I was just stolen from me. I don't know what happened
I
to
have
it."
The card. I'm sitting
and the guy
here.
was a big fat guy because the chair was all the way back and there's M&Ms all over the floor. The guy who drove it to Montreal.
This
slob.
is a nightmare.
I know.
A fat guy fit
anyways,
in a Lambo.
rental properties, great investment.
Well, I mean,
you have some tenant issues. You'll have some issues, all that kind of stuff. Renting cars, I tried it. Don't do it. I saved everybody some time and energy. Bad idea. Anyways, I tried it. Everyone told me it was such, it's a genius way to make money and that you can, profit or you can, pay your bills or whatever. Your car just gets stolen. All right. So don't do it.
Are you looking for the best merch store on the planet? Well, we got the shit for you. Coming in at low prices where we barely make any money off of whatsoever, you can get the greatest real estate merchandise on this platform. Just look at this very flamboyant man putting on this great stuff. He looks great, he's dancing great, and boy does he look sexy in that merchandise. I tell you, buy this for anybody, you buy this for yourself. You will be not only repping the greatest Canadian real estate podcast in this world, but you will also be looking hella good doing it.